if you communicate verbally or any other way than just by actions, are you leading by command?
If you communicate verbally,
Yes.
are you leading by command?
Damn. Leading by example. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Nah, to lead by example, you have to,
Do.
yes, do and be what it is that you're trying to convey.
But there's a component of the other person has to be smart enough, right? Like there's a component of capability to grasp
What it is
mimicry
that
at
you're
least.
doing.
I mean, yes, they got to be somewhat competent to, yeah,
You'd have to be
Right.
smart enough to follow.
they have to have
And so
perception and
and
what.
so that leads me into my next question. Is today's society able to be led by command? I mean, damn, led by command, led by example.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, this is the only reason I'm gonna give you some pushback is because, for the general speaking, what I've seen is when you lead by example, most people think you are pitching in. Leading by example these days have been mistaken for pitching in, and it causes the other party to then not pick up the slack, not mimic you, but relax. So they even start doing less of that task than they were already doing.
I mean, that's just the person you got, but in society in general, I think we are more prone now to follow by example. Or yeah, people lead by example when we follow the examples that we're led by, and it's typically though in a negative connotation. We got we got women. I mean, not even just negative necessarily, but we got women and men that, hey, look, they dress like that, so now I dress like that. Oh, that's the kind of car he drives, so that's the kind of car I want to drive. Oh, that's the purse she got. That's the purse I want. Like we do a shit ton of that. Follow
But that
motherfuckers.
ain't
Oh,
that's
that person saying that they won't date a man who is a bus driver. You know what? I don't fuck with bus drivers neither. Like we society does that a
All
hundred.
right, but is that more following
that's not
trends
leading by
or
example. That's something different.
But the trends are set by people. People are doing these things, and other people are saying, "I see what you're doing. I want to do that now." People follow.
But
Little girls follow Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and Glorilla and Sexy Red and shit. They follow them. Hell, Sexy Red and
but
Glorilla and them motherfuckers is just followers
but
of
again,
Cardi B.
you're talking more
Follower of
colloquially.
another motherfucker.
You're talking more colloquially speaking. I'm talking exactly. Lead, meaning you are headed somewhere purposefully. Lead by example. I don't mean putting on some clothes and people just dressing like you. I mean you're headed in a direction.
They
Clean house.
behave like them, fam. What you talking about?
No,
They,
you're headed. Listen, headed somewhere. Lead, headed somewhere. I don't think Cardi B is headed towards hood radia, even though that's where she lands. Headed somewhere, headed towards a clean house. So you clean up first to show the kids how to clean up. Headed, you're purposefully doing that in front of them for them to clean up. When Nicki Minaj get copied, she admonishes the people that copy her. So I don't think she was leading anyone anywhere.
she got millions of fans that do the same shit she do, and she don't call them out.
Lead.
That's mad.
I'm not talking about the people
Lead.
that follow.
Hey, look, fam, she's leading them. You are leading a person if you are doing the thing and they're influenced by it. You are leading them. I'm not
No,
saying
you're not.
you don't have to physically take your arm and drag a motherfucker to be leading them down a
But
direct
you have to be
path.
intentional to lead someone somewhere.
They are
Hmm.
intentional. They're intentionally trying to be influencers. They intentionally get on Instagram and tell
Are,
you, "I'm wearing this. You should too." They
are they
intentionally tell you
intentionally
shit.
are they intentionally trying to be hood rats?
Yeah.
Right. No, they're not.
You think that
I
these are accidents? You think these are not these people's true individual character?
Yes, but if they knew it was a hood rat, they would change.
Fam, they
They
know
don't believe they're hood rats.
they
They
don't have to
don't believe
believe they
they're
hood.
heading people,
They
leading
believe
people
no,
in
they're
destruction.
leading people to do the things they do. Whether or not they call themselves hood rat is irrelevant.
That is the point, man. Lead by example. Lead a
Meaning,
person to be a teacher. Lead a
I,
person to be a firefighter. Lead a person to be studious and cleaning their house. The destination is the point. If you're not coherent and headed towards their purposefully, you are not leading by example.
So
You have to intentionally say,
think
hey,
you don't think the things Cardi B is doing are purposeful and intentional?
no.
Okay.
I think that just how her personality pops out, like all of us. I don't think she's making up a character.
No, I said, do you not think she's purposeful and intentional in the way that she behaves? She intends to do that.
That's a character. Purposeful. You don't purposely breathe. You
Okay.
don't purposefully breathe.
That's an
You breathe.
involuntary. That's an involuntary act.
Exactly. Her personality is involuntary.
But you purposely go to school. You purposely go to the studio. You purposely make that song. You purposely get on the internet and say these things you do. You purposely advertise the things on your Instagram page that you do. You like fucking she likes Sheen shit. I think she's a Sheen. I don't know what
But
motherfucker.
she doesn't know that culminates to a hood rat existence.
Why you well she couldn't think that it culminates to whatever she wants. She's leading. Just because you have
God
a descriptive of what she's saying, what she is, doesn't
no,
mean you have to
no,
have
no.
everything.
If you think we're going to Disneyland and we end up at Six Flags, you didn't lead me anywhere.
All right.
We were both lost.
Okay.
I followed you, yes, but you were not leading.
Again,
No.
you agree that she's doing you don't agree that she's doing these things intentionally.
Right. And that's the main tenet of leading.
I think that she's
Intention.
very intentional in her actions. That's
I
what we
think she's
agree.
intentional in her actions, but not the destination. I think that's her personality.
All right, man. You
I
just
think it's involuntary. Involuntary means intentional.
so he's saying she's just being who she is, and who she is just
Yes.
happens to be a hood rat. She's not
Right.
trying to be a hood rat. It's just she's just being her.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. And in leading, she would have to be trying to be a hood rat. That's what I'm saying.
what about when she gets on her platform and tries to
It's
influence people?
you could describe
What
what
about when she gets
culmination
on her platform and intentionally and tries to influence people to vote a certain way, which she did?
again. I don't think she's intentionally
Alright. So
being a
we can
hood
have
rat.
a difference of opinion, but I don't think that I don't think you're disproving her intention by saying the things that you
We can't disprove her intentions. That's where this world fucked up. Everything is plausible deniability. But what I'm saying is, intention is the main tenet of leading someone by example. And then the further, you just said
she
she
wants you
said
to buy the
something.
shit that she's selling you. She wants you to put on that out. She wants you to buy that outfit that she's selling. She wants you to get them jogger pants intentionally. What are we
Right.
talking about here?
That's capitalism. She's profiting from that. That's
Well, if
selling.
you
That's
profit from
different than
that, can't be
leading
a
by
leader.
example.
You seem like you have a very specific thing you trying to speak to, and broadening it up with all these other people is not going to directly talk about what you're trying to get to because the
I didn't bring them other people up, motherfucker. I just said, can you lead by example? Y'all brought these other people up.
okay, I brought them up then. My bad, but
Right.
yes, you can lead by example.
That's what I'm saying. But once you say something, once you say, hey, go vote for Trump, you're not leading by example. Right? That was my point.
If you voting for Trump, that's leading by example. I'm voting for him. You
But
should.
if you tell people to go vote for Trump, you taught them. You didn't lead by example. You were teaching at that point.
Okay.
That's why I was asking, can you communicate in any way and still be leading by example? Once you communicate, doesn't that change what it is?
No.
Leading by example, I think, and me personally, in my opinion, you have to, the other person has to be willing and capable.
Well,
They
yeah.
have to discern, they have to discern that something has changed in their diaspora and they have to change with it.
Well, let's put it in this context. Let's put it in the sports aspect. Let's just say leading by example. Uh, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice on his team running that hill. Now, you mean to tell me that if he invites a couple people out to come to the hill with him, that he's no longer leading by example because he invited them out? He runs this hill on a regular basis and he's famous for doing so. So now when he says, "Hey, Terrell, come on over here with me, run this hill with up,
No, but if you say, hey, Terrell, I want you to come with me today with the intention on hoping you have enough, if he says all of that, we're hoping you have enough fun that you end up doing it on your own forever, then he taught him. But if you just say, hey, come hang out, he's leading by example. He can know all of this shit, but once he communicates that to the other person that he wants these results, I don't think he's leading by example anymore. If he communicates to the other individual that I want these results,
hey, look, inviting you to come out, I don't think invalidates your ability or
I
your
agree. I just said that.
person leading by example.
I agree. If just inviting them out is it, yes, I agree, and I just said
Telling
that.
them that it's beneficial for them to do so is doesn't disqualify you from leading by example.
I agree. But once you tell them, I want you to continually to come here like me. See, because that's the thing. If they don't see, it's this is a paradox if a tree falls in the forest. Because if they don't
Oh,
continue the example, then you're not leading by. There's nothing. There's no reason to weigh this whole thing. You led by example, it failed. Because there are times where you attempt to lead by example, and it falls on deaf ears,
fam,
and that's not the fault.
can you lead by example? The answer is yes. I don't know why we arguing about this shit now.
We're not arguing. I said I just
Is
want
it
I
fail? It
compartmentalize because
can
it's
fail.
hard.
It can fail, but you can lead by example.
Again, I just compartmentalized. That wasn't the question. The question was, can you lead by example if you offer enough instruction on what you want done?
And yes, if you are doing said thing, the thing is to lead by example, you have to do the thing. It doesn't disqualify you from leading by example by saying how you want it done or that you want it done. It's the fact that you are also doing it, which is the example for leading by.
Okay, so the way you just phrased it, I agree with you in that verbiage. But then again, we come back to what I always say. Doesn't it become moot at that point?
Doesn't it become what?
If I explain, if I write down a set of so leading by example is a badge of honor. Would you not agree?
Is a what is a badge of honor?
Yes.
No, no.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. That's some commendable shit.
I mean, no, it's not a badge of honor.
Yeah, right. There's your conversation over, eh? if it isn't a badge of honor, if it's nothing to be heralded, conversation over. Because that's
There's
really
nothing.
where I was
If it's nothing to be what heralded is what you said?
heralded. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I
See,
wouldn't.
okay.
I'm not out here. I don't know. I'm not the biggest cheerleader type person anyway. It's just what it is. But I don't know.
Shit, I am when motherfuckers get results in this day and age where nobody is getting results in anything. Where the attempt is enough, where Lizzo where Glorilla could say love yourself and then immediately go get all of her shit changed? I think it is a purpose. When Glorilla could literally tell everybody, love yourself exactly how you is, because she didn't think she was gonna make no money. And then the first check came in, she went and bought new teeth, titties, and ass. Like changed everything about herself. Like didn't hide it. That means uh everything are empty gestures. And then once the kids figure that out, then what?
I don't know. I mean, look, man. Look, man.
I'm I'm just
I
saying
never heard Glorilla say "be yourself," and I never
that
heard her.
was her whole thing.
I didn't
That was
know.
her whole thing.
I
I,
know
I don't
it's
listen to her like
7:30
that to quote it.
Friday. I ain't got no kids, so
You
I
know
ain't
what
got
I'm
no
saying? I don't
niggas
listen
and
to her
shit. I'm
quote it
about
like
to
that,
go.
but that was her whole thing. Be yourself. Just like Cardi B, I don't cook, I don't clean, yada yada yada, but she be doing the whole 9 yards and don't let the kids watch. Like, see, that's the thing. We can't separate the art from the information anymore.
Mhm.
But it takes times like this, and I like I said, I asked it because I've seen it in practice of people trying to lead by example, and it fall on deaf ears because a person is thinking once they lead by example, the other person thinking that they are pitching in. And
You
so
talking about some like chores or some shit, some household
I'm
duties? Like,
talking in any way, shape, or form that you take some shit off a motherfucker plate. Not to take it off their plate, but to teach them how to do it for themselves. And they stop doing it, period. Whatever. Be that money, be that chore, be that you save your money to teach them to save theirs. And they just spend theirs because you saving. However you choose to lead by example. I don't want to get bogged down in some specific ass fucking analogy for you to tear up. However you can lead by example, be it chores, be it financial, be it schoolwork, however you can lead by example, where the other person could just see your efforts as help and not tutelage. Once you tell them, hey, I wasn't trying to help you, I was teaching you. Did you lead them by example? Once you have to become domineering, did that whole 2 months of you leading by example go out the window? If you have to say, hey, 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 you tap them on the shoulder, did that make you an inefficient leader because they didn't pick it up?
fam, we already disagreed at the point where I told you you can talk to a motherfucker and still lead by example. You
I
seem to
mean, I've
think
expounded several different ways since then. No,
I
this
don't know
wasn't
what
the
the
same
issue
question.
is at this point.
I mean, no, we agreed to disagree at this point, like I said, but I've expounded several different ways. Because, like I said, it ain't necessarily chores. It's about ethic of thought. Like I
It
said,
didn't
if I
make a
keep on,
difference. You changing the thing didn't make a difference in the assessment.
oh no, I know, I agree. I see that now, but I had to try, mother. I
Oh,
had to try it because again, sometimes we have a difference of semantics, so I have to use all the semantical words I can find in a short period of time to see if we're having a disagreement. This isn't one of those. Like I said, if I have to tell you to keep your money in your pocket, if you see me saving, you take that as your turn to spend because you feel as a unit I am saving for the both of us, when really I was trying to teach you how to save. If I have to then tell you, hey, save your money, I was teaching you how to save. I feel like I'm being an ineffective leader at that point, and I am no longer leading by example. What I'm
why
doing
do you
is I'm
think the best
advising.
way to well, the only way to lead is, like, you can only do one thing to lead. You could be an effective leader by doing multiple approaches to leadership. You can
Oh
do
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
can walk the
No, but
walk,
I'm talking
you
about
can also
you're
tell people what
ineffective.
it is to do. I can be the boss of I can be the boss of a car wash,
Yes.
right? I'm the boss of a car wash. and I want my employees to take pride in their work, and I want them to get extra buff and armor all on the tires and shit like that. And
Yeah.
I can tell them to do all of that shit, and I can lead by example by going out there, rolling up my sleeves, and buffing tires and shit like that. That doesn't mean that I am a weak leader because I had to tell them how to do it as well as do it and show them. You can do both. One doesn't negate the other. One doesn't
Okay.
diminish the other's effectiveness, or
Well,
or just
I'm glad you're giving out participation trophies. I think differently. I think an effective leader can lead by example, but I think an effective leader also surrounds himself around capable people too. So that's a caveat to that. I don't think an effective leader has to always explain every single thing to someone.
I
I
didn't
think he
say
can lead
always
by
explain every
example.
single thing, but you seem to think that if you explain the thing that you are now no longer an effective leader, and I don't understand how that's possible.
No, I don't think you're an effective leader if your ethic is leading by example. That's what I'm saying.
I
I'm
can
only
do
talking
both,
about that one
explain
leader.
the thing and then do the thing.
I'm
Yeah, I
just
think
talking about the one leader. I'm not talking about all leaders, just the leader who deems himself a leader by example. Just
I
that guy.
I
He's
feel
a
like
real.
you. My bad. But I feel like you can lead by example while telling motherfuckers, "Hey, this is what I want you to do," and you see that this is what I want you to do because this is what I'm doing. So I want you to do this shit like I'm doing this shit. I think that's still leading by example.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's like I said, it really is in the literalist sense possible. But I'm trying to assign a value to it. That's basically what it is. I'm trying to be heralded for something. I'm trying to herald somebody for something for being a more effective leader because they did that shit for 3 years until that motherfucker just went, oh
Yeah,
shit,
but that
I'm
doesn't make
supposed
you
to be
more
doing that.
effective, fam.
Huh?
You that doesn't make you more effective though. You have this thing where you think that you have to do it in the most difficult way possible, or do it in some type of trick shot for it to count, and you don't. This
No.
ain't that.
I think
You can
you
do
need
it.
to do a trick
You
shot
can make
for it to
it
count
easier on yourself.
higher. And
What?
everybody thinks that.
You say
I've
what?
said that you got to do some trick shot for it to count higher. And everybody thinks that.
Fam. If the if the free throw is the free throw, you closing your eyes ain't gonna make it worth no more than what it is.
Fam,
You
motherfucker
throwing
could win a
you
dunk.
throwing the motherfucker from the 3 point line over your head like this. And
Fam,
if
a
you
motherfucker could
close
win
your
a
eyes
dunk
and do it like
contest.
that, what do we? It doesn't make it worth
A
more.
motherfucker could win a dunk contest with a perfect 30. A motherfucker could win a dunk contest with a 28 and be remembered.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
I literally said what I'm talking about. Some things
I
are
know
held in a higher weight.
it doesn't make sense to me though.
It does. There's a finite amount of points, but certain
We
dunks
don't
are held
judge
in a
leadership
higher
by
weight.
we don't judge leadership by degree of difficulty in leadership approach.
We fucking do.
No, we don't. Not approach. We judge leadership by result. We don't
No, that's where.
sit here. I don't sit here and say you're a better coach than the other motherfucker because you got your players to learn the playbook without giving them a playbook.
That's what the fuck you do. You
No,
do. You don't base your you don't
no,
base your
no. I am looking at the results. And if your record is not better than the other guy's record who gave his team the playbooks, I'm not going to say you're better. I'm going to say you're stupid. Give them some fucking playbooks so they can be better. Our record is 9-8. We shouldn't be 9-8. If you gave them playbooks, maybe we'll be 11-6.
that goes without saying. If y'all losing
I
and
don't
y'all
think
don't
it
know the
does because I have
plays,
to say it to your ass.
no, it does. Winning is paramount. Winning is paramount. Now everybody got a perfect hundreds of score. The nigga who did it with his eyes closed is better. You're not gonna negate that just for argument's sake.
That ain't the argument here. Yes,
That is the argument. That's
if you
my argument. I'm having
if
the
you got
argument.
the same result, if you got the same result by doing it with a higher degree of difficulty, then fine. But you're acting like I don't get the the credit for doing the thing if I didn't do it in the most difficult way. I'm not a good leader if I don't lead without telling them. No, motherfucker, you can be a good leader
No,
without.
you're an ineffective leader by example, which is what we're talking about. You're that one. You're ineffective at that one type of leadership, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't
Just
agree.
like, see,
I think
did
it's
I
weak.
tell you about the grandfather paradox? Did we talk about the grandfather paradox earlier?
No, I've never even heard of the
So
grandfather.
there's this thing. So did you watch Back to the Future?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
One
So
character.
did you see how Footloose or Twist and Shout, whatever song that was, did you see how it came to fruition in the movie?
Back to the Future. I don't know the song for
Yes.
Back to the Future.
The song he got from Chuck Berry, I forgot which one.
Oh, that. Yeah, I don't know what fucking song
That's
that.
called the grandfather paradox. The paradox is if Marty McFly heard the song from Chuck Berry and he played it for Chuck and he went back in time and played the song for Chuck Berry is how Chuck Berry knew that even wrote the song, then how could that song ever exist? If Marty McFly got it from Chuck and Chuck got it from Marty, where did the song come from?
Mhm.
See, the problem with that paradox is changing the focal point of the subject. That only becomes a paradox is if you're focused on the song at first and then jump to Marty McFly as a subject halfway through the paradox. Now, the song becomes an infinite loop and Marty McFly becomes the subject. Now you can't tell where the song came from. But if the song remains the subject for the entirety of the fucking paradox, you know where the song came from. And it keeps dropping into the loop at the same point. That's string theory as opposed to the grandfather paradox. That's the multiverse concept as opposed to the paradox concept. Like we know why these things happen already.
I don't know what you
So,
lost me. You lost me a while ago.
oh no, this just got to better do with the degree of difficulty and how we all treat more difficult shit better. I don't even know how we got here to argue about that, but more difficult shit is always better. That's why the shortcut is more arduous than the actual path. Because if it wasn't, it'd just be what?
The
The
way.
fucking way. If it wasn't difficult, it wouldn't be a shortcut. It'd just be the fucking way everybody's going. So yes, there is a degree of difficulty there, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
That was it.